Alright, so in this video, welcome everybody. We're going to be learning how to do a Georgia O'Keeffe inspired painting. And we have 3 different examples here as to how we can draw the flower for Georgia O'Keeffe's beautiful paintings inspired by her flowers. So as you guys can see, they're really blown up to the size of the whole paper. You can see the whole flower taking up the whole space. And that's basically one of the ideas with Georgia O'Keeffe's flowers. They wanted to take up the whole space so that they were the main center of attention. This is the first one we're going to do, and this is the one that I've painted. And so you're going to choose one of the 3 to add some color. So whichever one you'd like, I'm going to show you how to do each one of these. This one is more like a rose, and we have these other 2 here. What you can do is consider applying a certain color scheme to your picture. That's one of the things that Georgia O'Keeffe liked to implement in her paintings, whether it was a warm color scheme or a cool color scheme. So this one here, it relates to a cool color scheme, and you guys can try working with your warm colors and your cool colors for your Georgia O'Keeffe painting. Okay, so to get started with our Georgia O'Keeffe, we're going to start with a pencil, and towards the middle here, we're just going to draw a line going through the center of the paper. And towards the middle of that line, we're just going to bring out 2 leaf-like shapes on each side of the line. So one going towards the top and one going towards the bottom. We're going to get rid of this one here and this line here. So now we have the first 2 petals in our flower. And we're going to start expanding our petals by bringing some curvy lines around each petal, or each side here. Now we're going to go ahead, start again towards the middle, and bring some wavy lines towards the top where they are going to meet. And we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. So it's going to start looking very flary. And on the sides, I'm going to do more wavy lines. And I'm going to continue my same pattern. Now I'm going to repeat my top, my bottom, connect them at the tip. Okay, so for the leaves, we have plenty of space on the corners for some leaves. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1 leaf for each corner. And while I'm at it, I'm going to add some veins for each one of my leaves. And I think I can still fit in some more leaves. So right in between each one of these leaves, I'm going to fit 2 more. Here's another way of drawing your flower. If you're not too fond of the previous flower, we can actually take a quarter and you can do a little circle with your quarter. And then you can do just wavy lines all the way to the end of your paper. Try to keep them far apart from each other, not too close, but kind of going in a spiral effect. So it seems like they're turning. And once you're done with that, then we can just kind of visualize the full petal. So then we can just complete it. There's another petal coming here. We can't see the whole thing, so we're going to crop it off. There's another petal there. It seems like this one's going to end right around this area here. And then this one seems to be coming all the way over here. So there's our flower, and then we can just add some little lines in the center for the pollen area. And some little circles on the tips. Okay, so here's another way to draw your flower. I'm just going to do extra little detail here to show the petals of my flower. Alright, so here is another good example as to how you can draw your flower. You can start with like a squiggly little spiral in the center of your paper. And then we can just start pulling out the petals, top and bottom. And then side to side. And we can continue that all throughout the flower. So top, bottom, side, side. Top, bottom, side, and side. Okay, and then you can even add some leaves. Just depends on you and however many leaves you want to add. I'm gonna have maybe about 4 on mine. You can just have 2. If you want all 4, you can put 1 on each corner. And there you go. You have another good flower to work with. So there's our beautiful flower ready to be painted or colored in. You can use colored pencils, crayons, any type of medium that you have accessible to you. So let's go ahead and start adding some color now. Alright, so for my color part, I am going to just stick to my cool colors, which would be the blues, the greens, the violets. It would also be the brown can also be used. Brown is a pretty neutral color, and black is a neutral color as well. So I'm going to try to combine some of that just to get a little bit of shading in there with these two. But I mainly want to stick to my greens, my blues, and my violets into my painting. So just the cool colors there. Okay, so once we start painting it in, just going to try to get some of my pretty tones in there and kind of do some blending. Even have some white here. I think the white's going to help me out with my tinting. Just want some lighter areas there. Right, so once you are finished painting your beautiful flower, now you can go ahead and do some highlights. Bring out the flower a little bit better, and I'm actually going to do detailed lines. So just with the very fine tip of my brush, I'm going to kind of follow along my original drawing. Doesn't have to be perfectly traced, and you can even add extra detail. And so that's our next step. This is what we're going to do. But remember, just use the very, very tip of your brush. Do not press down on your brush. Just very, very lightly follow the initial lines that you drew with your pencil.